So yes, so before we start on with the class, I'll just give you a small quote. So literacy is the greatest gift we can give to a child, because a child who is capable of reading and writing better today will become an adult who is capable of thinking better tomorrow. So from this quote itself, you can understand the importance of literacy. So this literacy has to be given at a very early age, and Jolly and Co gives this literacy to the kids at a very early age in two phases. The first one is the introduction of jolly phonics, and the next one is jolly grammar. So once jolly phonics is completed, the child will get a basic ability to read and write. Okay. So the next phase is jolly grammar. It will teach the child how to structure the words that he has read, how to form new words out of old words, and how to use a words and frame a sentence to convey what we think to others. Okay, so to convey correctly what we think to others also, put the words in the sentence, jolly grammar teaches us. So jolly grammar is the second phase after jolly phonics. Okay, so why do you all think grammar is important? What actually is grammar, and why do you think it is important? Any idea? So grammar, as you can see from the two quotes, like grammar is the breath. It gives power to a language. Any language cannot function, no matter any language, whether it can be English, Tamil, or any language, no language will be able to function properly without grammar. So what actually is grammar? So grammar is a set of rules that tell you how to structure the language, how to form a particular, the rules and the syntax of the language, the body of the language, and how to use the language to convey our ideas to others. Okay, so grammar is nothing but a set of rules that tell you how to structure the language, how to form words out of the language, how to use that language to convey our idea to others. Okay, so it is a package. So it takes into account the syntax, the semantics, the morphology, and the phonology of a language. Phonology is nothing but the phonetic sounds that we have already seen. So that is why we say grammar is very, very important, because when we want to convey our ideas to the person, to the opposite person, to the listener, to the audience, only with the help of grammar we will be able to convey it clearly and concisely. Otherwise there will be a flow, there will be no flow, there will be a lot of obstructions or in between. That is why proper grammar is essential. So one simple example of why grammar is very essential, like just see these two sentences. Have you eaten, my child? Have you eaten, my child? The words are almost same in both. We have only one difference. We have introduced a comma in this sentence. We have no comma in this sentence. But you can see that the meaning entirely differs in both the sentences. So that is the use of grammar. The correct need to pause and the correct need to place words. Because homophones, you would have already heard of homophones. Homophones are two words having the same meaning. So you will have to know which word to use at which time. So a proper knowledge of grammar is required. Now, all this we have seen so far is about grammar. What actually is jolly grammar? Why do you need jolly grammar? So, jolly grammar is the next stage after jolly phonics program. So once you have completed jolly phonics, you can move on to jolly grammar. So what does this jolly grammar do? How is it different from the normal grammar? Jolly grammar is a systematic way, okay? Like phonics, it is also a systematic way, systematic approach that teaches not only grammar, okay? It doesn't teach grammar alone. It takes into account the spelling rules, the punctuation, and the vocabulary and the use of dictionary. It emphasizes on the use of dictionary and thesaurus, okay? It not only teaches just the basic grammar, that is the part of speech. It takes into account the spelling rules, the punctuation, and the vocabulary. In addition to this, like phonics, we have an action and a color to represent the parts of speech in jolly grammar. So before we go into the spelling rules for today, I'll just tell you a small story to emphasize or tell how each part of speech is related to each other. Okay, so we have a grammar family, and then there is one Mr. Noun, who is the father, and Mrs. Verb, who is the mother. They have 3 children, the pronoun, the adjective, and the adverb. So pronoun is his son, and he does all the activities of his father in his absence, and he is very attached to his father. Adjective is also attached to the father. Adverb is very affectionate towards the mother. Okay, and this family has 2 servants, the prepositions and the conjunctions working for them. Their relatives are interjections, and they join the family in times of joy and sorrow. Okay, so this is a small family to show how the parts of speech are interrelated or connected to each other. Okay, so now we will be starting on with our basic spelling rules. So the first one is the doubling consonant rule. So what do you mean by the doubling consonant rule? When do you need to double consonants? The floss rule focuses on 3 criteria. First, look for a single syllable word. A single syllable word means a word having only one vowel sound. Note it, it is a vowel sound.
Short sound.
Yeah, the word should be a short sound. The vowel sound should be short, and if it is followed by immediately one consonant, then it means that
You can double
that consonant, and the consonants have to be F, L, S, or Z. The next one is the rabbit rule. Can anybody tell me the rabbit rule, about the rabbit rule? So you have to look in for a 2-syllable word, then you double the middle consonant. The next is the 1 plus 1 plus 1 rule. In the 1 plus 1 plus 1 rule, we are telling about doubling, when we have to double, when we are adding a suffix to it. Whenever we are adding a suffix, like for bat plus ing, will give you batting, batting. But make plus ing will give you just making. You are not doubling the E or you are not doubling the K. Okay, so in some cases we are doubling, in some cases we are not doubling. So what the 1 plus 1 rule states. So whenever you have bigger words, look for the stress on the particular syllable. How will you find whether a syllable is stressed or not? So whenever you utter a word, you can see that the stressed syllable will sound slightly higher, louder, and wider. The LE rule. Settle. Ladle. Okay. Now see here that you have the same words ending. You have some words ending with LE, but here the consonant is doubled. Here the consonant is not doubled. Why? Now the next topic is our blends. What do you mean by blends? Blends are 2 letters coming together, okay? But you are able to hear the sounds of each of them separately.